Okay, we're going to talk about the form, and we mentioned before with your feed systems that obviously, you know, you look at the flesh of the pigeon. We all look at that and the form spot, and I've seen it on my pigeons sometimes too, that you can actually see the veins under the tissue thin skin. Do you look at that as a way of looking at form, the form spot?
Well, I believe that when you look at the skin and it's lovely and clear, no scales or anything, and you see the small veins coming through, that's your sign of good health in your pigeon and condition. It's just, they talk about form spot, right? I know that. You see it now and again. It's not there all the time on your pigeons. I think the skin is the most important. We have lovely warm feet. That's obviously probably telling me that the circulation, the blood circulation is going fine through the pigeon. It's also a pigeon when it's in its box and maybe stand up and it's got the wee waver of the tail and that, the wee shiver. It's telling me the pigeon is actually boiling, ready in form. In form,
indeed.
In form.
And also the eye, I mean, eye sign is something that we'll speak about later. But for me, the health of the pigeon, you can look in, you know, it's a mirror of health when they've got the bright eyes as well.
Exactly. It's his eye sign is only a form of a make-up of a pigeon. They can't tell what sort of heart the pigeon's got, the brains the pigeon's got. So the eye sign to me is only a form. If you look at some of the Van Geel pigeons or that, they've got beautiful gold eyes. People like to see that. We like to see depth, colour in pigeons, but the pigeons come in all different eyes, strains of pigeons.
That's
basically.
True. Yeah, I don't think, I mean, you know, there are certain experts out there, and I do believe that they can come round and very often pick your best pigeons, you know, that they use their eye sign theories. But for me, with the eye, I agree with you, it's just the window to the health of the pigeon.
But Graham,
you know.
how many top eye sign men are actually top racers? This is another question, right? I had a very good friend that's judged twice or thrice at Blackpool on the eye sign. His name was Roy Bowden for Alfreton in Derbyshire. He was a super man, but he told me when I went down there, it says, watch out, Colonel. It says, the widowhood pigeons will be coming over. They came over. Now he was a top eye sign man. He was a pigeon man, but he was not a terrific racer. But he knew about eye sign. Eye sign, he told me, is only a make-up of a pigeon.
Correct.
You can't race the eye. You need the body, you need the blood, you need everything on the pigeon.
Well, it's something, and I've joked about this before, but at the end of the day, with all your theories, I mean, I do believe with the wing, there is a certain science to the wing for me.
There is.
You know, that isn't, I think you can look at a pigeon's wing and we can talk about the outside primaries, the gaps, the secondaries, the step up and everything else is very, very important. But at the end of the day, well, as racing men, as you say, racing fancies, it's the first pair of feet through the trap on a Saturday. Right. It's the feet theory. I
think, to me, is the balance of the pigeon. If we've got the balance of the pigeon, the wing will be there. The whole pigeon. Yeah. It's got to be the whole pigeon. It's got to be the wing. It's got to be the body. It's got to maybe be the eye. It's got to, everything must be, the construction of the pigeon must be there.
You'll generally see, I mean, we're going to be going through your champion pigeons very, very shortly, but there will be no doubt in my mind that they will have all those attributes. And very often, I know you can get certain pigeons that handle a bit awkward and a bit gawky, and you know, that you do have those types, but generally, your good pigeons have all these balance and attributes, and the aerodynamic. I mean, your friend Thorsten, as we know, he has his theories about the you know, the balance of the pigeon. I'm sure he's demonstrated to you how he shows you that's done. Yeah. But it's all boiling down again to the attributes and the balance of the pigeon, and the eye sign is just, it's something nice to look at, but it's not the be all and end all, Karl.
No, eye sign. I don't go with that.
No.
Even though I'd been taught for 18 years with this eye sign chap, and he told me, Carl, you need all the other contributions in a racing pigeon.
Correct.
It's not just the eye.
Yeah. Do you ever, just to finish on the eye sign theory, do you ever look at the eyes when you're pairing the pigeons together in the stock loft? Because people can say, do you pair two strong eyes together? Do you have what we might call a weaker eye to a strong eye? Do you ever use that as a theory?
No, I think when I look at the bloodlines. I look at the bloodlines and I say, I I think this one, I'll go with this one. But then again, you're handling the pigeon, you're feeling the pigeon, and you're saying, I think this pigeon, I'll go with this pigeon.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So you're actually using your hand and feeling what you think, but you're also having, yes, this pigeon will go with this pigeon.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, Karl, we're not flying pieces of paper. We're flying racing pigeons, and the pedigrees, which a lot of fanciers tend to, they rely a lot on that piece of paper. But when you're pairing pigeons together, one of the things that I do, and I don't know if you do the same, is you choose from what you think, the experience, the conformation of the pigeon, and then the last thing you look at is the pedigree, because it's just an indication of the bloodline.
That's right.
And past performances of the parents.
Yeah. I think you need to have a look at the pigeon first. If you have a look at the pigeon first and you feel that it's correct to go with this hen or that cock, you get that feel on the hand, and you know, fine, yes, we're going to try that. If it doesn't work, it's easy enough to separate.
Indeed, Karl. I mean, for me, this is probably one of the most important parts of what we're doing here today. When people, we're in September, October, November, before we know it, we're back to breeding again. And people spend many winter months, of an evening looking through the paper pedigrees, matching the paper to paper. And that, I don't think, is the way forward. And you hear people say, I've got pure this, we've got pure that. I don't think that is any way to go and establish a winning family of pigeons. Am I right or am I wrong, Karl?
I think the likes of what's happening here is we've got pure this and pure that, right? Rather us go to someone's loft and say, I'll take a direct son or I'll take a direct daughter. And then I'll go somewhere else, I'll take a direct son, I'll take a direct daughter. Don't worry about what strain it is. Worry about the pigeon.
Absolutely.
When you bring it in and you know that it's a nice pigeon, nice balance, it's been off of certain pigeons, it's been winning, and then bring them into your own lofts and that. I know here there must be 4, 5, 6, 7 different families of pigeons, right? They maybe all come from the one man, but he's went to different top lofts throughout Europe and obtained the best that he could possibly get, and I've got them. So 7 different families.
Because you've blended your own family.
Well, I believe
birds.
if you inbreed, you've got to outbreed, outcross it, because you can't keep on inbreeding.
No. Well, you could have
there will be a weakness there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to actually embark this year on an inbreeding programme, but already I've decided that I will be pairing, say, father to daughter, but the following year I'll be bringing in a performance pigeon to go on to those progeny.
That's okay, Graham. Father to daughter, mother to son. That's close, right? That's fine, right? But then again, the following year, I believe that I've got to outcross from that. Yeah, to keep the bigger. So you're maintaining the main line, the strength through the father and daughter pairing is generating the winning genes from the sire of the cock. But then because of the need to outcross and not getting too close, if you bring a performance pigeon in and cross against that, within 3 or 4 years, Karl, you've created your own family of pigeons, and there's no such thing as pure anymore. That is correct.
Well, there is. There's a pure Guenther. Indeed, Karl. Thank you. Okay, Karl, we were looking at the hens before, and you handed me 1 or 2, and I noticed the conformation on the pigeon. And a lot of your hens and some of your cocks, it's the medium to small pigeons. You don't have a lot of big pigeons, Karl.
I don't have really a lot of big pigeons. They are medium to small, and that's the way that I like the pigeon, is to be rather to the small side. And the balance with the pigeon, with it being small, it's normally apple shaped, apple bodied and that. And I believe that with small pigeons, it may be my theory, Graham, but small pigeons are easier to condition.
Correct.
Rather as big, large pigeons.
Yeah. Plus also it's the more aerodynamic, and when it's a headwind, they can cut through it a little bit better. I'm no different. 1 or 2 of the cocks that I've got are quite big, but sometimes I think these small hens on them hard days can cut through the wind a little bit better and not getting as tired as such. So small to medium, not too deep in the keel, not too long in the keel. And I noticed also on your pigeons the single, what I call the single tail fight.
Yes.
Like a dart.
That is correct.
The shape on the pigeon.
Straight down the middle.
Straight down the middle.
Right. Straight down the middle. 1 flight. 1 tail flight, and that's it. It's none of the spanning and things like that. 1 tail flight right down the middle, and that gives you the nice balance.
Yeah.
As you say, the aerodynamics
yeah.
and that of the pigeon.
Yeah.
And that.
Yeah.
But my pigeons are rather from, as you say, medium to small pigeons.
Yeah.
I had someone on the phone and they says, Colonel, actually your pigeons are rather small. I says, yes, they are small. But when we look at maybe say good distance pigeons are normally small.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, I mean, we were looking at the wing, and I think of all the theories, there is a wing theory. I wouldn't say there's a winning wing theory, but there is a construction to the wing, and I've noticed on yours the step up when we're looking at the pigeon shortly. But those three, the last three primaries.
Last three primaries, plenty of ventilation in the last three primaries. The step up in number one, which is, I believe, is a good sign, a good wing. It's just that. But the last three, the narrower, the better for the pigeon.
Yeah, and this is something, I mean, as we go around the top UK lofts, and we've been on the continent filming national winners as well, and it's the same all round, Carl. There is a standard or a stamp to the construction of a pigeon's wing. So I think if a fancy wanted to take anything away from today, forget the eye sign, forget the pure this, that and the other. Listen
go for the wing theory.
Go for the wing theory.
Go for the wing
if you've not studied that before, it may help you in the pairing of your pigeons. And
we just need to look at these wee swallows or swifts and have a look at their construction of their wing. That's completely different. Lovely narrow end flights and that. So there must be something in it.
There must be something.
There must be something.
Okay, Carl. Thank you.